The Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, has prepared its largest search and rescue operation in the wake of Hurricane Ian's destruction in Florida. Over 1,100 rescues have been made now since that storm struck. That's according to the governor there. FEMA's urban search and rescue teams, the Coast Guard, the Interior Department, and Defense Department will work with Florida officials to search for people who remain unaccounted for. The news comes as President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden announced they will visit Puerto Rico on Monday and then Florida on Wednesday. At least 87 confirmed storm-related deaths are recorded in Florida and North Carolina. That's according to state officials, both states. And 864,000 customers are still without power in Florida. Officials warn that the extent of the death and destruction may only just be coming into view. Residents who lost power in areas including the Florida counties of Charlotte, Hillsborough, Lee, and Sarasota are covered by Biden's major disaster declaration. They will be eligible for reimbursements. Additional areas could be designated after damage assessments. All of that is according to the White House. Hurricane Ian destroyed thousands of people's homes and left many of those people displaced and in emergency shelters. But a small group of Idahoans are on the ground there. They're helping in any way they can. News Channel 7's Abby Davis spoke with one of those volunteers earlier this evening. Abby.
That's right. Now, longtime American Red Cross volunteer Jennifer Bivert is from Payette. She got to Florida on Thursday. Bivert is just one of 3 Idahoans in Florida with the American Red Cross. Her team is driving from shelter to shelter, providing various emergency supplies like blankets, baby formula, cots, and food.
You can imagine if people are still in a shelter today, that means where they were or where they lived is most likely destroyed. They can't get back to it. You know, it hasn't been deemed safe enough for them to return. So it's definitely a big deal for people. It's a tragedy.
Bivert says she'll be in Florida for another week and a half. Her group is helping out at about 14 different shelters in total. Now their ultimate goal, help people transition out of these shelters and begin rebuilding their lives.
Then we go to help people recover and help them make a plan. We have mental health services and medical services. And, they talk to people about, once they get over these initial few days of, shock, they talk to them about what their recovery plan could be and how we can help them.
An American Red Cross spokesperson told me that Hurricane Ian isn't something Florida will recover from anytime soon, and that they will most likely be sending more volunteers from Idaho in the coming weeks to meet the demand.
Drastic changes for those people there, Abby. I'm glad you got to talk to someone, but you've got some information on how Idahoans can help out?
Yes, well, Bivert says the most obvious way to help is to donate money. Now, you can do that through organizations like the Red Cross or the Salvation Army. There's also the Florida Disaster Fund, which is the state of Florida's official private fund. But Bivert says there's actually another way that people can help, and that's to donate blood. She says blood gets rerouted to states going through an emergency like Hurricane Ian. And that's not necessarily because people need more blood, but because people who supply blood normally, maybe some of these people impacted and in shelters at this time.
Wow, that is something I hadn't heard. Thank you, Abby, for that.